Look at something very interesting. Okay, empowering women and girls through personal development. Yeah. Welcome to Breakfast Show. Personal development is about investing in ourselves, gaining skills, knowledge, and confidence. Believe me, it's a vital step towards empowerment. Empowerment starts with self awareness, understanding who you are and what you want. So, as we explore the importance of personal development and how it can transform lives, today we are looking into an inspiring topic empowering women and girls through personal development. Well, I told you earlier that Angela Kelechi Ibeako was going nowhere. Good to know you are still here.
Thank you. Good to have you too.
Okay. Angela Ibeako is a personal development trainer, convener, growth summit, and director, She Can Transformation Foundation. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start by defining personal development. How would you describe it, especially in the context of empowering women and girls?
Well, when you talk about personal development, you talk about personal development in its a process of self improvement in areas such as self awareness, skill acquisition, emotional intelligence, and confidence. And it helps women and girls unlock their full potential. I often say that it's only a self aware individual that can reach full potentials. So, personal development is your ability to develop yourself, develop your skills, hone your abilities, and put them in the right manner possible for you to be able to attain success and live empoweredness.
But then, can you share some specific ways women and girls can engage in personal development? Very specific ways.
Now, what are the ways you can engage in personal development? Personal development, at the root of it, is self awareness. You need to become aware of who you are. You need to become aware of your God given abilities. You need to become aware of the environment. You need to become aware of a whole lot of things because you are only limited to the level of knowledge you have. So if you're not aware of what is embedded in you, if you're not aware of what you are expected to do, you've not started developing. So the first thing is to pay attention to understanding yourself, understanding your makeup, understanding the futures you are made of, what you are wired of. So for anybody to talk about personal development, to pay attention to it, the number one thing you need to pay attention to is to understanding yourself, which is self-awareness. It is very key and you can't do away with it. Then you talk about skill enhancement. How much equipped are you for the society you are living in? What are you made of? When everything is stripped of you, what do we have left? You need to pay attention to building capacity. And this has to do with developing specific skills and competences that enhances your career advancements, whether in the place of communication, leadership, problem solving, technical skills, continuous learning. And this ensures that you remain relevant in any field you find yourself. You need to imbibe resilience. You need to imbibe resilience. When I talk about resilience, it's something that in fact, my second name should be resilience. And I've come to understand that only people who are resilient enough can push through. Irrespective of what challenges you have faced, irrespective of how the economy of the nation is, even Nigeria alone is. That's why we see people commit suicide. And when I see and hear people commit suicide, I said, no, these people are not resilient enough. You need to imbibe the spirit of resilience. And when we talk about resilience, we talk about being made of a tough skin. Your inability to give up, even in the face of challenges. You need to understand that it is something you need. It is something you must be intentional about. You don't live life to chance.
You don't live life to chance.
You don't live life to chance.
Let me cut in now. Initially, you talked about self-awareness. You also talked about skill acquisition. And I'm just wondering, having mentioned these two, in what other way do you think that self-confidence and self-esteem can play a pivotal role, in the empowerment of women and girls through personal development?
You can't underestimate the place of confidence. Your productivity revolves around how confident you are over any issue of life. If you're not confident enough that I am meant to be successful, you won't be successful. Because it was Bishop Oyedepo that said something. He said, you cannot future in a future you cannot picture. And for you to be able to future in the future, you must first picture it. And you have to be confident about it. You have to be confident in your ability to do a thing. If I am not confident in my ability to thrive, even in the midst of my storm, I would have given up long ago. I went through a phase of my life that oftentimes I say that the life I'm living is a second chance. Because ordinarily what I went through was something that not everybody goes through that phase and are able to still stand on their feet. If there is one thing I've been privileged to know from a very young age, is that I am not created to settle for mediocrity. It is one thing. I was as aware as I know it like I know my name, that I am not meant for the low levels. So it's a conscious thing. I started early to work on myself. Several times I look at the mirror. When I want to talk, I even had to practice the way I will talk to people. I'll stand in the mirror as if I'm facing a large audience. In my mind, I am facing a crowd. Those are the little things you do to build confidence. You rehearse. The stage is not a place for practice. No. You practice inside and you come to the stage to showcase. So you need to know that self-confidence is very essential. You need to pay attention to it. You need to do everything. Go for knowledge. Knowledge that will help you grow your confidence. Knowledge that will help you be empowered to develop in areas that are necessary. You can't overlook the place of mentorship.
I actually was going to come to that. You're pulling it right from my mouth. Okay, so I know that mentorship seems very vital.
It is.
Yes. So, but then can you tell us how mentorship impacts young women? I want you to be a little more specific now, especially when talking about younger girls, not for bigger girls who can say they understand their left from their right and all of that, but younger girls now, younger women.
Why is mentorship important? It only takes someone who has been through a journey to lead another through that journey. When we are talking about, let's start with choosing a mentor. How do I choose a mentor? How do I know who to submit to for mentorship? There are many people we see online that are doing amazing things, but there is a specific person for you. Who is that person that you see that have told through that path you are taking, that has achieved that success you are dreaming to achieve, and is thriving in that area, that has gone ahead of you, that you can walk, because mentorship is you walking in the shoes of your mentor to get to a particular point. So mentorship is very important. If you see, and I tell young people, don't follow anybody that does not have a mentor. Following a person who does not have who is following is a step to disaster. You will crash. It's just like you having a partner that is not answerable to anybody. Nobody calls the person to order. He has no person that tells him, this is wrong, this is right. You are in for the worst. So the place of mentorship is very important. And now I tell young people, especially young girls within the age of 12 and above, take advantage of the opportunities you have. Because in my time, even though I'm not old yet, but when I was much younger, the kind of opportunities the people of this generation have, we didn't have it. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up as at JSS2, the only program I knew that was happening then was just church programs. It just had to be church programs. Then I used to follow my elder sister to attend this singles and married program by Reverend Don Odunze, The Family Ways. It gave me an understanding. And in fact, I married very early. And the understanding of what marriage is, what you should look out for, what you should do, came from what I learned from that place, even at a tender age. So you need to pay attention. Oftentimes, like the event I have that is coming up, Grove Summit, that is happening on the 28th, on Saturday. There is this a young person I spoke to about the event. One of them reached out to me yesterday. And she was like, Ma'am, I have friends that want to attend, but they said, the price of fuel is high. Are you going to provide their transportation? Earlier before that, she have asked me if I'm going to provide refreshment. I told her there is refreshment. And now she's asking about transportation. I now told her, this kind of event that is coming your way ordinarily should be a paid event. But because we have the interest of young people and women in mind, at heart, we want to help you build capacity. We want to help you hone your skills. We want to help you gain financial literacy. We have made this available free of charge. And we are still talking about transportation. I told her that anybody that is not willing, that cannot part with transportation fee to be at this event is not yet ready to grow. Because for growth, you must make sacrifices. It's an intentional thing. I have attended events that I paid thousands of naira, lodged in apartments. In fact, there was one I attended earlier this year. The registration fee for that event was 20,000 naira. I didn't have money to pay for apartments where I would sleep. I was able to get linked up to a girl. When I went to her house, she did not even have mattress. We slept on the floor with wrapper. Why? Because I was intentional to get the knowledge I am going for. Now, young people, they want to make it fast. They are not willing to go through the process. And I tell them, if you avoid the process, you won't enjoy the process.
Okay, just a moment. Let me cut in again. Because, when you talk like this, it appears they are not interested. But here you see a young girl. I want to take you back to the reference that you made. A young girl that is interested, but it's kind of difficult for her. Maybe she's a student. I don't know her. So it brings me to my next question. What challenges do women, let me not say women now, maybe girls. Because if we say women, I'm a woman. I may not be a girl anymore. So there are some needs that I can actually tackle on my own. Okay, so let me talk about girls. What challenges do you think girls face in accessing these development opportunities? You see, this girl, first of all, asked you about food. I fully say first. Asked you about food and then fare, transportation. So this is somebody who has come to you and have spoken out. What other challenges do you think other girls are going through in accessing such development?
Yeah, we know that most of the challenge, the large part of the challenge is sometimes one could be finances. And a larger percentage is understanding. Placing your priorities in the right order. Because oftentimes we've also seen these young girls, they tell you because this is a personal development. And when it's free, especially in this part of the country, free in quotes, people tend to abuse it. They tend to abuse it. We are trying to make them understand how to place things in the order of priority. At the end of the day, this person that might be telling you about transportation, you will see her eating shawarma. You will see that she's bringing the little money she have to go and buy bone straight, to buy makeups, to buy all of these things, which are things that the time, they don't have a limited time. You will make up till the end of time. You will wear wig till the end of time. How do you choose your priorities? What is more important? On your order of preference, what comes first? We also have trainings that we take to the schools. I've done trainings. Some time ago, we held a school self-awareness campaign. We toured about 10 schools in this city, empowering young people with understanding about self-awareness. Because we understand that these people might be limited to a lot of things, limited to knowledge, limited to funding, limited to maybe people around them doesn't have a better understanding. Now we make these things available. We have different events that we do, not just me, we have plenty of organizations, NGOs, personal development trainers that are focused on empowering young people.
I like that. But then what can they do specifically to support women in overcoming these challenges?
What they can do is to keep at their game. Go to churches. The much you can do more. If you've been doing 1, do 2. If you've been doing 3, do 4.
Okay.
Just like what we do at Shikan Transformation Foundation. Virtually 99% of what we've been doing is self-funded, has been self-funded. And we are doing this because coming from where I came from, a place of pain and experience, there were a lot of things. Growing up, one of the things I lacked was a mentor. I lacked somebody I could talk to, like share my pain with, unleash what is really bothering me, seek counsel. I lacked it. And at the center of what we are doing is to make sure that the young people coming after us do not face such challenges. That's why we make such trainings available. We go to the schools. We go to churches. We even have one that we are still planning by December, which we'll be doing in the ghetto, taking the message of purpose to the ghetto. I am a young girl that came from the trenches. What if I didn't hear the word I heard at some point that gave me a better understanding of what successful life should be? And I tell young people, especially girls, because I'm so much passionate about young girls, that on the table of success, gender is not a barrier. So if you are able to set out that this is what I want to achieve, not going the other way, because if you don't follow the process, I still say it, you won't enjoy the process. When you get at the peak of where you think you've arrived, you'll be cut short. You will just fall from the tower down because you've not built the foundation strong enough. So young people, what we are saying, choose your priorities right. Know that personal development is key to all-round relevance. It's key. You can't underestimate it. Left, right, and center. When you talk about personal development, it has to do the way you talk, the way you and the manner you approach people, the reasoning. We have different levels of mindset. And when we talk about personal development, we talk about you imbibing a growth mindset. There are people who have a fixed mindset. As it was before, so shall it be. It's just like a man getting married. You tell your wife, I want a goosey soup. Your wife prepares it in a certain way. You test it, you don't like it. You say, no, I don't like it. She'll tell you, this is the way my mother used to cook for my father. That is the way I should still cook it.
That's a fixed mindset.
It's a fixed mindset. You should be flexible enough to know when to shift. When life gives you up and down, what do you make out of it? There's a saying that when life gives you a lemon, you should be able to make a lemonade out of it.
And enjoy it.
Look at the people at the top. A larger percentage of the most successful people we know today came from a very rough background. But they pulled their way through. When I read the story about Winnie Offred, to even hear that she was told that her face is not good, that's enough to kill your self-esteem. It's enough to throw you under the bus. But she didn't allow that to define her. Now she's a sought-after speaker all over the globe.
That's right.
So irrespective of whatever it is that is happening around you, your background, your physical, let me tell you, disability is first mental before physical. Disability. It is first mental before physical. I have seen people that are physically disabled. I saw a lady on Facebook. She doesn't have hands, limbs, but she's a hairstylist. She's a hairstylist.
I wonder how she does that.
I saw one. He doesn't have this, but he's a barber, a professional barber. Because they have seen success from the place of the mind and know that this thing is achievable. I've also seen a video of a young girl that doesn't have hands. She eats with her legs. She draws with, she's a well-known, sought-after artist. Because she didn't allow her background, her situation, her predicament to put her down. The question is, what do you make out of your situation? And I ask you, young person, what are you willing to let go for you to grow?
What are you willing to let go for you to grow? It's been a wonderful time with you on air. So but you know how they say time flies when you are having so much fun. We're not calling it wraps yet, but just as we are wrapping up, okay? What message would you like to share with our listeners, especially the younger women, about empowering themselves? Seeing the need to empower themselves.
Young woman listening to me, young girl listening to me. First thing I want you to know, let it sink into your skulls that on the table of success, gender is not a barrier. Don't ever allow yourself get to a point where you say, I am doing this because I am a woman. I am not doing this because I am a woman. Do away with that mindset. Know that you have unique abilities embedded in you. You have a lot. If you fail, you did not just fail for yourself. You fail and you disappointed a generation that is looking up to you. You disappointed a generation that is waiting to fly on your wings. You have disappointed a generation whose destinies are embedded in yours. Because you are not just living for yourself. You are living for a whole lot of persons. Pay attention to developing yourself. Pay attention to acquiring skills that will make you stand out. Skills that will empower you to lead empowered life. Not just live empowered life, to lead the empowered lives. Be that woman that will look up to. Look at Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Even when she doesn't want to contest again, the whole world is pushing for her. Why? She's a woman of capacity. You can't give what you don't have. And until you have built it from the place of within, that is only when it can manifest outside. Because what you have, your inner makeup is just what brings out, shows the world who you are. It flows from within. Your inner abilities shows us your physical abilities. So if you don't imbibe knowledge, if you don't go for knowledge, please take knowledge serious. Go for it back to back. Pay money, not just free. Pay money to acquire knowledge. Pay money to acquire knowledge. Don't pay attention and focus more on favorites. No. Look out for things that will make you stand out, that will make you the queen you are. You can make this wealth legally, legitimately, not by selling your body. And I tell you, we are no longer in an era where boobs and bodies are selling. No, that era has come and gone. For you to stand out, you must be in a place of relevance.
Wow.
You must be in a place of relevance. And that is why our team is saying all-round relevance. Not just relevant in one field, but all-round relevance.
A holistic relevance.
A holistic relevance.
Wow. Thank you so much for being here, Angela Kelechi Ibeako. Personal Development Trainer, Convener, Growth Summit, and Director, Shiken Transformation Foundation. Well, you heard her. What are you still waiting for? This is a time for you to develop yourself. Pay money. Sacrifice.
Pay money.
Pay money. Get developed. Self-development pays a great deal. There's a Latin maxim, Nemo that quod non habet, a man cannot give what he does not have. So for you to have something, you must take in something. So that by the time you find yourself on the stage, you deliver. It will not be time for you to be rehearsing or making mistakes and you're not too sure of what you are doing. So how about you get back to the blackboard and begin to work? Thank you so much for being a part of Breakfast Show this beautiful Thursday morning as produced by Jude Obu. Special salutations to you. Well, the supervisor has been the general manager, CCFM, Joy Obitulata, and then, of course, the executive producer, the zonal director, Ikechukwu Eze, zonal director, FRC, and Enugu zonal station. Yes, I had to put that correctly. And then, of course, Joy Chibokem has been here with me all morning. Joy, how do you do?
I'm fine, ma.
All right. Onyinye Onovo is my name, your God's gift on radio. By the time we meet on this platform next, it will be a new month. So make the very best of your day. Good morning to you.
Thank you.